Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here with Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness, and once again it is time for a full body workout, but I actually didn't do the squats and deadlifts today, and I'll discuss that in the video. But a quick reminder, if you guys will please click like and drop me a comment down below, I'd appreciate it. So we started off with the bench press. Did my 315, my normal top set. I got my 4 again. It actually felt pretty good. I felt like the 4th rep moved really, really well. The 3rd rep, I got a little catawampus on it. If you'll notice, we got to the 3rd one. Right there, the walkout was a little funny right through that bar path. But then the 4th rep, it's actually really good. It locked really clean, pretty quick. No problem locking it. Went over and did 225 again. I got 18. Some of them were touch and go. Right, some of them were touch and go in there, but overall it felt really good. It's just that it just destroys my chest, right? Chest. My God, does it light up. Sorry guys, there's an airplane going overhead. I'm gonna just keep recording. I live near a small airport. That's why you guys hear that in the background. So that being said, with the squats and deadlifts, and I noticed the same thing, my low back, and it's not at the spine. It's not anywhere near the actual spine, so it's not something disc related. It is just my erectors are insanely fatigued from all the compressive stress. But I noticed it on the overhead pressing too, so I'm going to have to debate, do I want to do some of the overhead pressing seated for a bit or not, or do I want to stick it out and just adjust my stance? So I feel like with the overhead pressing also, because again I can't quite lock it, it gives me a bar path that does put a little stress on the low back, so it might be a case of I might need to adjust my stance on it also, which I'll look at. So, but the benching, really, really good. So I feel like at this point, a lot of people are kind of like, man, your delts, if your delts come up and you get that overhead press back up, like your bench will probably climb. And as much as I used to say, well, it doesn't carry over for me, that was also when I was a close grip bencher. With a wider grip, it might be the case, right? So I think someone jokingly said already, like, dude, you get back to a 225 strict press, you'll probably bench 405. Like, maybe. Pull-ups, I did my pull-ups wider grip today. Why? Because I feel it works my back better. So the only reason for the closer grip, really, shoulder range of motion, but also I feel more bicep. But I'm doing curls on my GPP day, so I'm not worried about my biceps. So I'm just gonna do what I know works my back the best. So for me, these wide grip pull-ups like this, right, with this focus on the stretch at the bottom, build my lats. And people always say it's a half rep. It's actually for my lats that is a full range of motion. And again, everyone hates all my lat training. They're always like, you do everything wrong. You're never going to build your back. Well, I appreciate that input. I guess I'm just going to live with a small back. I mean, if that's the case, I would say to those people, I'm just going to be content with my tiny little back then, and just live with it. But pull-ups felt good. Did a couple sets of 12 with just a 10-pound plate. So again, I'm looking forward to squatting and deadlifting again, though. Really looking forward to that. So I did my 2 sets of this, then I did my standing presses. And again, I noticed the low back cramped up on those as bad as it does on squats. So deadlifts don't bother it at all. Deadlifts do not bother my low back with that fatigue. So that's the funny part. I took them out today just to let it rest, but then I got to the overhead press. I'm like, man, there it is again. So the squats are doing it and the overhead pressing is doing it just today. So I'm going to let it rest for the weekend. And we'll see how it does. It's a funny shadow across my back. But I upped the weight today, so I went up another 10. I got 12 again. So I've just been working this up with really, really light weight, see if we can work on that range of motion. But I did this, so I did 75 or 12, and then I went up to 95 and got 10. Then again, I know these are ridiculously light weights, but again, it's as far as I can go on the lockout. So if I go much heavier, I can't get it above my eyes. So again, I'm just going to keep working the range of motion, and I feel like that's what I need to do. So with some of this though, I'm going to have to adjust this stance and find a stance that's a little easier on the low back. And that's okay. Some people would say take it wider, but I almost wonder if just going in really, really close, because I used to be pretty strong with that fairly close in. So again, I might mess with bringing it in a little bit and seeing if it just, again, takes some of that stress off the low back, off the erectors. I also wanted to just do a set of dumbbell rows. I did these as a hard set, mainly because I wanted some footage just to be able to do shorts and reels out of. I wanted to get a little bit of footage of this because I also have to show clients how to do these sometimes. And it's like, let me just make a more recent reel and then have it up to put up. But I just did 95 pounds, a set of 15 on each arms, and then I stopped. Because my low back all of a sudden was like really, really crampy again, which is why I skipped the deadlifts. I noticed it was feeling a little funny today. And again, it's my erectors, right? They're just flat shot. So I'm also debating, do I need to do the reverse hypers this weekend or just let my back rest, right? Because they always feel better after the reverse hypers, but I feel I'm at a point where even that's working now. I feel like my lower back just needs a break, needs a few days to just chill, because we went pretty hard on the reverse hypers yesterday. So I think it's the case of when I do some conditioning tomorrow, I'm just going to skip anything with the low back, right? We'll do our med ball work, we'll do our sled work. But it's probably time to just let my low back recover, get some sleep, some rest, heal up, and then I'm hoping Monday comes around, I can do some squatting, real squatting again. But then it felt much better after that. So again, did 3 sets of laterals with the plates, did my neck extensions, and then I did my band press downs. So with the laterals, I like to do these with plates. I like to do them with plates. It's always funny. I laugh. There's always someone who has something negative to say. Like there's nothing you can do to where people are happy with your form. There is no form you can do on any lift where somebody isn't going to not like it. So, but with these, they feel really good. I did 16 plus reps on all 3 sets. I feel the delts burning, and that's what I'm looking for, right? Do it until I'm right at failure, and I have to cheat. So if I feel like I've got to cheat more than the little bit of swing happening, then I'm right at failure, right? So right there, that little pause, and then trying to do a couple more if I can, but then it gets to a point where I have to pause and then I'm cheating. That's muscle failure. When I can feel that I'm having to actively use more body English on something like that, then it's we're done. It's always interesting though, and I've seen experts point this out. People are really funny about laterals, right? They're really funny about if you do this or that, your trap takes over, and then you'll have biomechanics experts who will chime in and say that's not actually true. You know, they're like, you can't really remove the side delt as the primary mover. You can't do it. And you can't remove the upper trap either. But, you know, it's always fascinating hearing people who don't like any type of lateral that anybody does. Unless it's super slow, you know, one arm cable or something. People got funny ideas about it. I just think it's comical. Again, not understanding you can't really take the side delt out of it. You can't do it. You can try as much as you like. Not really going to happen. Unless you just no longer do a lateral raise to the side. Then I did a couple sets with my neck harness, right? So I got my 2 sets of 15. And 15 is right about all I can handle on this. So again, I'm also working on the neck and the postural stuff for the upper back. Because all the stuff that I need to get that overhead locked out, I feel like it all contributes. But yeah, so I'm realizing right now that maybe I can't even do the reverse hypers every one of the GBP days. It's like my lower back has basically just been worked crazy hard. And again, when I was just squatting and deadlifting 3 times a week, no problems. When we started overhead pressing, weighted carries, all the reverse hypers, that fatigue just accumulates. And so I'm pretty much at my limit with that stuff. So we can find our limits of overuse, and I found mine. So I know where it's at for my low back at the moment. But again, the weighted carries seem to be what really had pushed me kind of over that edge. So we have to back off on some of that a bit. But strength and everything is good on everything. It's just that I'm getting that fatigue, and it's making it cramp. And then we did 2 sets of high rep band press downs to finish up. So again, finish off those triceps, because again, I want to make sure we can lock the bench press. But overall, pretty good workout, good benching and everything today. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.